Jai Hind, dear children. Welcome in today's live math class, children. I hope you all are ready now with your Alas Agarwal textbook, a pen, and a rough notebook. Right, children? So, let's start the class now. Children, in the last class yesterday, we had solved some questions from exercise 4D. Okay? So, today we will continue the same exercise. Yesterday, we had discussed the questions up to question number 6, right? And for question number 7, I had asked you to solve the remaining part of the question by yourself. One of the part of question number 7 I had solved, right? So other parts were supposed to be solved by yourself. I think many of you have solved the questions. It's very good if you have solved. If not solved, then no need to worry. Today we will continue this question again. Okay? Because I think there are many students, those who are still having doubts in this question. Right? So no need to worry. Let us start this question and see how the other parts will be solved. Right? So get ready and let's start. So, what was question number 7, children? In this question, we had to simplify, right? So, see the second part. First part we have already discussed, right, children? If you have solved the other parts, no need to worry. Just match your answer with me and see how I am solving the question. Okay, see the method. Okay, because method is also very important, right? So, let us see how to solve the questions. Question number is 7, exercise 4D. Right, children? Question number 7, second part. So here expression is 8 into minus 12 and plus 7 into minus 12. Right, children? 8 into minus 12 plus 7 into minus 12. This is minus 12, children. Good, okay? If it is not visible, you can see the question in your book also. So this is the same type of question that we have discussed yesterday. Here you can see there are two different products. First is product of 8 and minus 12 and second is product of 7 with minus 12. Right? So you can see in both the products one of the integer is common. Right, children? Which integer is common here, children? Here minus 12 is common. Right? So it is just same as a into b plus c into b. Okay, that we can see. We can apply distributive law here. If we have two products with one common integer, okay, in both the products, one of the integer is common, that is minus 12. Then this common integer will be written outside the bracket, right, children? And the whatever integers are left, that will be written inside the bracket. So this is which property, children? This is distributive law. Am I right? This is in the form of a into b plus a into c. Here value of a, which is common, is minus 12. So a into b plus a into c. We can write it in this way also. Minus 12 into 8 plus minus 12 into 7. Am I right, children? Due to commutative law, we can change the order of multiplication of integers. So this is the way how we can write it again. Okay. So write it in this way or this way. Both are the same. Right? So let us see how to solve. Here this is A into this one is B plus this one is A into C. This is in the form of A into B plus A into C. Am I right? So which property is this? This is distributive law. So A into B in plus A into C equal to A into B plus C. Right, children? What was the formula? By distributive distributive law. What was distributive law, children? It was A into B plus C was A into B plus A into C. Am I right? So you can see A into B plus A into C. This expression is in the form of A into B plus A into C. Right? So the integer which is common is A here. Right children? So the common integer, this common integer a from both the products will be taken outside, will be written outside into b plus c. The remaining integers are b plus c. These remaining integers will be written inside one bracket. So a into b plus c equal to a into b plus a into c, or we can say a into b plus a into c will be equal to a into b plus c, right? So this expression is in this form. So as per the formula, this common integer a should be written outside and remaining integers b and c must be written inside the bracket, and there is plus sign between both the products. So we will use plus sign here. Am I right? So here common integer is minus 12 and minus 12. So if we take minus 12, here a is taken outside. Okay. Here we will take minus 12 outside. So write in place of a, write minus 12 into, and in the bracket we will write b plus c. Here minus 12 is taken outside. In place of b there is 8. Right children? So in place of b write 8 plus. Here a into b plus a into c. Here a minus 12 is taken outside. So what is left? In place of c, 7 is left. Right? So write 7. So now a into b plus a into c equal to a into b plus c. This is the form. Right? Now minus 12 into 8 plus 7 equal to 15. So write 15 here. Now we have to multiply one negative integer multiplied with positive integer. Sign will be imposed. Minus and plus will become minus. So we will write minus here, and 15 into 12 will be 180. So write 180. And this is the answer. Right children? This is the way how we have to use distributive law. Right? In the same way, let us solve some other parts. I am solving fifth part of the question. Right? So fifth one, which is the fifth part children? So this is 43 into minus 33 plus 43 into minus 17. Again the same form children. 43 into minus 13, a into b plus a into c. So here in place of a, which integer is common children? Here 43 is common. Am I right? So common integer a into a in place of a. Here a was common. In this expression 43 is common, right? So common integer a from both the products is taken outside, right? So 43, common integer 43 will be written outside. So we will write 43 outside into, as per the formula, 43 in place of a, there was 43, 43 is written outside, as a is written outside here, into b plus c, right? B plus c. If 43 is taken outside, this is a into this one is b plus this is a into this one is c, right? So a is taken outside into b plus c. In the bracket we have to write the b, write b plus c. So here a is taken outside. In place of b, what is left? Minus 33. So write minus 33 here. Okay, in place of b, write minus 33 plus c. Plus c. What is value of c children? A into b plus a into c. In place of c, here you can see minus 17 is there. So in this formula, a into b plus c, we will write minus 17 in place of c, right? So here plus minus 17. But two signs are together at the same place, so we will use bracket here, okay? And we cannot write a small bracket inside another small bracket, so the bracket outside will be converted into square bracket. This is the way how to write, okay? This is a negative integer, so write inside the bracket. Right? This is a good way to write. Right children? Now solve this. 43 into minus 33 plus minus 17. Both are negative integers, right? So they are having same sign. So what we will do? We will add, and sum of two negative integers is negative. Loss and loss equal to loss. Okay, loss of 33 rupees and loss of 17 rupees will make a total loss of 50 rupees. So loss will increase. So value is increased, so we will add, right? So 33 and 17 will become 50, and it is loss. So sign will not be changed. It will be minus 50. Sum of negative integer is always negative. Am I right? Now we have to multiply 43 into 50, right? So minus and plus. 43 is positive integer, 50 is minus 50 is negative integer. So minus and plus becomes minus. So result will be minus, and multiply now. 0, 5 3 are 15, 5 carry 1, 5 4 are 20 and 1, 215. So answer is minus 2150. Right children? This is the answer. I think this is clear to you all. In the same way, you have to solve the other parts of this question children. Am I right? So all other parts are nearly the same. If still you are having doubt, I can solve one more part for you. But I expect that you will solve this by yourself. Okay? And even if you are having doubts, then you will get the solutions in the next class also. Right children? So now let us move to the next topic. Right children? Here our exercise 4D is over. So let's start the next topic now, and the next topic is division of integers. Right children? So children, we have discussed about multiplication of integers, we have discussed about addition of integers and subtraction of integers. Also we have discussed about different properties of integers when we are adding them for addition or for multiplication or for subtraction also, right? Also we have discussed how to impose one sign over another sign when we subtract or when we multiply. So now first thing that we have to see, what happens when we divide one integer by another integer, and what is the change in the sign. If positive integer is divided by positive integer, then result will be positive or negative children. That we have to see, we must know, right? Because this is the first thing that we have to know in this chapter, that is sign conversion. Am I right? So firstly write down sign conversion when we divide one integer with another integer, right? So firstly note down this sign conversion. Right children? So when you divide a positive integer by another positive integer, then obviously result is positive. When we multiply positive with positive, result is positive. Am I right? In the same way, if we divide positive with positive, result is positive. Rules for sign conversion in case of division are same as the rules for sign conversion in case of multiplication. So for division and multiplication, we use the same conversion rule, right? So positive into positive equal to positive. In the same way, positive integer divided by positive integer will be equal to positive, right? Now, if we divide negative integer by negative integer, okay, then if you multiply negative integer with negative integer, then result is positive. The same rule will be applied here also, because for multiplication and division we have the same rule. So the negative integer divided by negative integer will become positive. So what we have noticed children, if two integers are having same sign, then after dividing their quotient will be positive. If both are positive, then their quotient will be positive. If both dividend and divisor are negative, then their quotient will be positive. Right? Now What if we are dividing a positive integer by a negative integer, or if we are dividing a negative integer by a positive integer? Okay, if signs are opposite, if signs are same, then result is positive. In the same way, if signs are opposite, then result will be, yes, negative. Right, children? So remember this, don't forget. So minus and minus, in both the case, we get negative result, children. So you have to learn these things. Keep on thinking. Okay. Now let us discuss about different properties of division of integers. So this is the next topic, children. So write down the heading, properties of division of integers. Right? So children, next heading is properties properties of division of integers. Okay, children, properties of division of integers. So, what are these properties? Firstly, first property. What is the first property, children? One by one we have to discuss. Okay, there are 5 6 properties. So if you have understood this, then you can solve the questions very easily, right? So there are some rules that we have to learn. So what is the first property? If A and B are two integers. Okay, children, if we have two integers and we are dividing one integer by another integer, okay, then the result is integer or not. It is not necessarily an integer. That's it. So if we divide one integer by another integer, then result is not always an integer. So it means integers, division of integers do not follow the closure property. Okay. So sum of two integers is integer. Product of two integers is integer, but quotient of two integers, when we divide one integer by another integer, then result is not always an integer, right? So we can say if A and B are two integers, then A divided by B is not always an integer, right? So for example, suppose A equal to plus 4 and B equal to minus 8. Right, children? And now we divide. Suppose we are dividing B by A. We are dividing B. B divided by A. We have to divide, we can divide A by B or we can divide B by A. Okay, here I am dividing B by A. I am dividing the greater number by smaller one. Okay, so B by A. So what do we get? We get minus 8 divided by minus 4. Right, children? So we get minus 8 upon minus 4. While dividing, we convert division sign into upon sign. Okay, we can read it as minus 8 by minus 4. We can read it as minus 8 upon minus 4. Okay, so what do we get? Minus and minus becomes plus, right? We are dividing, so we will use the rule of multiplication, because rules for division are nearly the same as rule for multiplication. Okay, not nearly but exactly same as rules for sign conversion in case of multiplication, right? So minus minus will be cancelled, we can say. So the result will be positive. And 8 divided by 4 equal to 2. So here you can see result is an integer. It means that division of two integers should follow closure property. Integer divided by integer is equal to integer, as in this case. But is this true? Is this rule always true, children? No, because one integer is not always divisible by another integer. We can take another example. For example, suppose value of a is plus 4 and value of b is minus 3. Then a divided by b will be equal to plus 4 divided by minus 3. Right, children? So can we divide plus 4 by minus 3? If we divide, then will we get an integer? No, children. 4 is not exactly divisible by 3. Right? 4 is not a multiple of minus 3. So result will not be an integer. It will be a fraction, because it will give plus 4 upon minus 3. Plus and minus becomes minus 4 by 3. And 4 by 3 is a fraction, children, that we will discuss later. Okay. So that is our next chapter, we will discuss later. Right. So minus 4 by 3 is not an integer. So we can say that if we are dividing one integer by another integer, then their quotient is not always an integer. So this is first property. I think it is clear to you now. Right, children? So let us move to the second property of division. What is second property of division, children? It's very simple, children. Second property, for any integer a. Okay, if we have any integer a and we are dividing the integer by the same integer, we are dividing the integer by itself, then what is the result, children? In that case, result is 1. 4 divided by 4 equal to 1. 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. Okay. So if we divide any integer by itself, that means we can write then a divided by a equal to 1. Okay. And in this case, sign is always positive, right? Because we are dividing the integer by itself. So sign of both the numbers in both the case here, sign will be the same. Okay. It means if we have to divide, suppose a equal to minus 5, right? And divide a by a. So we will get minus 5 divided by minus 5. Right, children? Here I am writing here, I think it is not visible to you. Here I am writing minus 5 divided by minus 5. Am I right? So we can write it as minus 5 upon minus 5. This is another way to write. So minus minus will be cancelled. Minus minus plus. Right? So plus sign will become plus, and 5 are cancelled. 5 1 are 5. So finally we get 1. So answer is 1 only. This is so simple, children. Am I right? Now let us move to the third property. What is third property, children? Third property. It is very easy. So children, if we divide any integer by 1, then what happens? If we divide integer by itself, we get 1. But if we divide integer by 1, then what we get? We get the same integer on other side. Am I right? So here third property, for any integer. You are supposed to note down this property in your fair notebook also. Right, children? So for any integer a, we can say, or we have a divided by 1. What is will be the value when we divide a by 1, divide integer by 1? We get the same integer on other side. Am I right? For example, if we divide -4 by 1, we get -4 on other side. Sign will not be changed. Okay, number will not be changed. The same number will be obtained on other side. Right? So this is the third property. So simple, children. Now let us move to the fourth property of division of integers. Okay. So what is the fourth property of division of integers? So children, when we divide, okay, suppose a divided by b and their quotient is divided by third integer. Okay, it means if we have three integers, write the fourth property for any three integers a, b, and c. Okay, then a divided by b divided by c is not equal to a divided by b divided by c. Okay, unless unless c is equal to 1, right? So if c is equal to 1, if third integer is equal to 1, then a divided by b divided by c will be equal to a divided by b divided by c. This is the only case. Otherwise, this property will not prove. This is associative law, children. Okay. So division does not follow associative law. A into b into c equal to a into b into c. Okay. This was associative law for multiplication. Right? For addition, we say that a plus b plus c equal to a plus b plus c. Right? So here a and b were added first and there b and c were added first. This was which law, children? Associative law. Right? But in case of division, associative law is true only when the third integer is 1. Right? Otherwise, this law is not true in case of division. So we can say a divided by b divided by c, it will not be equal to a divided by b divided by c unless the third integer c is equal to 0. Right? Let us take some example. Suppose a equal to -4 and b equal to -2 and c equal to -1. Right, children? So what will be value of a divided by b divided by c? A divided by b divided by c. This will be equal to -4 divided by -2 and this whole divided by -1. Okay, here it is -1, children. I think you cannot see, so I am writing it here. I am rubbing this. I am again writing. Okay, children, so that you can could understand. Suppose a equal to -4, b is equal to -2 and c equal to -1. Right, children? Now you can see. Now we have to find the value of A divided by B and whole divided by C. Right? So what do we get? Value of A is minus 4 divided by value of B is minus 2. And this whole is divided by value of C. Value of C is minus 1. Right? So what do you get? You get minus 4 divided by minus 2. Minus and minus will become plus. Okay? And 4 divided by 2 equal to 2 plus 2 divided by minus 1. And what do we get, children? Plus and minus becomes minus, and 2 divided by 1 equal to 2. Right? Now find the value of A divided by B divided by C. Then what do we get, children? You get A, value of A is minus 4 divided by B. Value of B is minus 2. So minus 2 divided by C, minus 1. Okay? Minus 2 divided by minus 1. Right? Here it is minus 1, children. If it is not visible, then I am telling to you. Right? So minus 4 divided by, what do we get, children? Minus 2 divided by minus 1. Right? So minus minus will become plus. So we will write plus, and 2 divided by 1 equal to 2. Right? I am continuously dictating so that if you are not able to see the board, then you can listen to me and understand. Right, children? So don't get confused. Now minus 4 divided by plus 2, negative integer divided by positive integer. Right, children? So minus and plus will become minus, and 4 divided by 2 will give 2. Right, children? So what we have seen? We have seen that here minus 2 was divided by minus 1, we had got plus 2. Minus 4 divided by plus 2 will give minus 2. In both the case, result is same. But it is just because the value of C is taken as minus 1. Okay. But if we take some other value of C, then this result will not be true. Right? So, check your answer, children, all of you. So, what was the rule? A divided by B divided by C. So we had divided minus 4 by minus 2. We had got plus 2. Plus 2 divided by minus 1 had given minus 2. Right? And here A divided by B divided by C was there. So minus 4 divided by minus 2 divided by minus 1. Minus 2 divided by minus 1 has become plus 2. Minus 4 divided by plus 2 will give minus 2. In both the case, results are the same. So if value of C is plus 1 or minus 1, then this result will be same. But if you choose any other value of C, then they will not be equal. Right, children? So children, let us take some other example. Suppose A equal to, I am taking positive integers in this, okay, so that you could understand easily. A equal to, suppose, 8, and B equal to 4, C equal to 2. Right? So A divided by B whole divided by C will be equal to what? In bracket, value of A is 8 divided by B. Value of B is 4 divided by 4, and whole divided by value of C, 2. Right, children? Now 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 equal to 1. Right? Now take find the value of A divided by B divided by C. Then what do we get? 8 divided by value of B is 4 value of c is 2. So we can write 4 divided by 2. So what do we get, children? 8 divided by 4 divided by 2, right? This will be equal to 2. Now 8 divided by 2 equal to 4. Here you can see, children, these two results are different. So we can say that a divided by b whole divided by c is not equal to a divided by b divided by c. So this is true only when value of c is 1 or minus 1. Right, children? It is clear now? So now let us move to the next property of integer. Okay, children? If this is the fifth property, if a, b, and c are three integers and a is greater than b, right? A, B, C are three integers such that a is greater than b. Then what happens? A is greater than b, right? If we divide both sides by third integer c, okay, then a divided by c will be greater than b divided by c if c is positive. If c is positive, right, children? If value of c is positive and a divided by c is less than b divided by c. Okay, a divided by c will be less than b divided by c if c is negative. Right, children? So one integer is greater than another integer. Integer a is greater than integer b. Okay. Now if we divide both the integers a and b by same integer c, then the first quotient of the greater integer will be greater only if the number by which we are dividing is positive. But if we are dividing by some negative integer, then the integer which was greater will become smaller and the integer which was smaller will become greater. Okay, children? So let us see with some example. Suppose, children, a equal to, suppose a equal to what? It is 16, b equal to minus 4 and c equal to 2. Okay. So of course 16 is greater than minus 4. Am I right, children? Okay. Now divide both sides by 2. 2 is positive integer. We are dividing both sides by positive integer. Okay. So 16 divided by 2 and minus 4 divided by 2. Right? So here we get 8 and here we get minus 2. So 8 is greater than minus 2. Right, children? So we have seen if one integer is greater than another integer and both the integers are divided by third integer, then the quotient of first integer with third one will be greater only if the third integer is positive. Okay, but if third integer, that is divisor, is negative, then case is reversed. Okay, the number which was greater, its quotient will become smaller, and the number which was smaller, its quotient will be greater. So, C if C is minus 2, check this case. If C is minus 2, children, then what happens? A, A was greater than B, right? Because 16 was greater than minus 4, children. Am I right? Now divide both of them by minus 2. So 16 divided by minus 2 and minus 4 divided by minus 2, right? So what happens? This will become minus and plus. Plus 16 divided by minus 2. Plus minus will become minus, and 16 divided by 2 equal to 8, right? Here minus 4 is divided by minus 2. So minus minus plus 2 to the 4. Now you can see, children, plus 2 is greater than minus 8. So this greater than sign has converted into less than sign, right? So case is reversed. So this was the fifth property, children. So children, this is all for today's class, right? So in this, so far we have discussed about properties of addition, multiplication, subtraction, and now we have completed properties of division. In the next class, we will solve the next exercise 4E, right? So till then, you stay safe and stay at home. Right, children? Thank you and Jai Hind.